Hello boys and girls, Ant here, which you expect. I thought I'd do a little update video because, some of you may have noticed I haven't got that new Mellow Gaming Recommends video out yet. It might have been delayed somehow. But anyway, basically, I thought I'd do an update video to talk about that and talk about the Pateron thing and how I'm going to have to change Patreon because YouTube did a thing. But yeah, let's just get on with it, shall we? Why waste time? So, Mellow Gaming Recommends, the next episode, as you should already know, I'm sure you watched the trailer, is going to be based on the Disgaea series, which is like, there's 5 RPGs that I'm covering in one video. Some in-depth, some only like as a little covering thing. It's going to be a lot functionally like, imagine if you took 2 Mellow Gaming Recommends episodes like I normally do, and in the middle it was like one of Slope's Game Room's complete history videos in the middle. So it's like 2 in-depth parts, and in the middle it's going to be sort of more going over what those games were and all this sort of thing. As far as the video goes, it's going to be about 45-50 minutes long, and I'm editing it still, and I'm up to about 36-37 minutes of the video has been cut and edited. Almost final, apart from little tweaks I'm going to do here and there, and elements I need to put in. There's a drawing that I'm waiting on to be able to put into the video at one point, and all this sort of stuff, and I need to put karaoke lyrics for the intro song because it is an anime game, and you gotta have sing along at the start. But yeah, that's coming along nicely. I'm actually I'm happy with how it's edited and all this sort of stuff. And the reason it's taken ages is because after I hit that 30th January, and that was going to be my cut-off point for when I wanted to that was going to be the day the video was going to be released as a plane flies over. Thanks, plane. That was going to be my cut-off date for the episode. That was going to be where I was going to say cut-off date, release date for the episode. And after I kind of went past that, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I wasn't gonna make it. About a week before, I was like, I'm not gonna make it to the 30th of January. There's no way. I didn't have all the voiceover recorded. I didn't have all the video captured yet. There was a couple of little bits I needed to do. And editing it was a very intense part because I was in the middle part of the video where it was lots of stuff going on in that middle part. So basically, I just hit a block where I was like, I can't mentally focus on this. Every time I loaded it up, I'd look at it for a few minutes and I'd start editing. I'd get about 30 seconds, a minute worth of the video edited together, and I'd just brain would just be fried. I'd I can't concentrate on this. So I took a couple of weeks off from working on it, and all I did was finished off the voiceover that I needed to do, which is it's 51 paragraphs of voiceover dialogue. There's 8,000 words in the script. To comparison, the Cheeky Boys episode, which is 21 minutes long, which is the longest one so far, that's got something like 20 paragraphs of voiceover in it, and it's about 3,000, 4,000 words. I think it's only about 3,000 word script, that one. So there, this is over double the length of the longest episode I've done so far. And I've chucked in a whole bunch of editing things I've never done before, and there's chroma key stuff in one bit of the video that's only a short little clip, and you've already seen it. It's in the trailer I chucked out. But yeah, there's all sorts I've done in this video that I've never done before, so I'm trying a few little tricks. Slightly different format as well. I'm only on camera at the beginning and at the end. There's nothing of me in the middle, and I'm almost getting to the point where I'm thinking I might phase out me being on camera at any point, because I kind of don't like doing on camera bits, and it's a pain in the arse to set up, and I have to borrow a camera from my friend to film it because I'm not happy with any of the cameras I've got. So yeah, I'm starting to think maybe I'll phase that out eventually and just go with Errant Signal style. If you've ever seen Campster's Errant Signal videos, where he just has a little intro title bit and then cuts straight into the video. That might be something I'll do in future ones. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, so I'm editing the video. I'm on the Disgaea 5 part. I've laid down the voiceover track for most of the rest of it and planned out where the music's going and all this sort of thing, and I'm putting the video clips in. I realised earlier today I didn't record the one menu that I need to record footage of, so I need to quickly jump into it and record that. That's only a couple of minutes of recording. But my plan is, for now, is to not release any more videos on the channel until I finish this. I need to get myself focused and motivated and get it done. So that means part 9 of Bound will come out after the Disgaea video. But Bound's only pulling in 4 or 5 views per video, so I don't think anyone's going to notice. If someone sends me a code for a game that I really been looking forward to play, like I got the other day, I got a code for Dark Quest 2. That video's done alright. I won't do a video on it. I'll leave the video until after this Disgaea one's out. So the Disgaea one is my priority. And one of the things I've been thinking about with Mellow Gaming Recommends, and something I've discussed with a couple of people, is I'm thinking this is quite a big episode and it's been a bit of a gap since the last one. So I'm thinking, what if every year the first episode of the year is like a bigger episode? I do like the first video every year, I find some game that's going to have a lot more depth to go into it and make that like almost like a season opener for the show. So it's like the one that kicks off the next batch of videos, and then after that the episodes will be like 10 to 20 minute episodes like normal. Because I was really getting into a swing of things with like editing these videos and making them, like I was getting them out in fairly frequently. There's not much of a gap between the Hero Quest, the Missile Cards and the Cheeky Boys episodes. They all kind of flowed along fairly well. And that's what convinced me to try and start the Patreon thing. But yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Every year, one big episode at the start, then a bunch of smaller ones, and I want to try and get other people involved in them if they're, you know, channels that I like watching and, you know, do good stuff that I know well, people I know primarily. So there's going to be, I mean, there's at least one coming up with another person appearing in the episode. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that's the status of the Disgaea episode. It's coming, and it's going to be the next video. I've just got to, you know, finish it, which hopefully, I mean, if I do well this week and I keep editing the way I've been doing this past week, I could probably get it done in a week. You know, provided everything all comes together and nothing messes up in the video and they don't go and announce and show a trailer for the new Disgaea games. They announced new Disgaea games, so I had to add an extra paragraph to the script to talk about them. Only briefly, they haven't shown anything of them, so it's luckily there's no trailer for me to edit in so far. We'll find out. I might edit a trailer in at the end. But yeah, that's it. Disgaea video's coming along. And the other thing, the Patreon thing. So I started the Patreon around before the Cheeky Boys episode came out, and I've never really done a trailer or pushed it or anything like that. I put the link at the end of the video, and that's about it. And I've mentioned it on stream a couple of times. It's because I don't want to make it this thing where on every video I'm going, you know, subscribe to Patreon, back me on Patreon, and you'll get all this extra stuff. I don't want to do that. If the Patreon's there, I want it to operate like a tip jar type thing. So if people want to just back me for videos and want to help me and give me a little bit of money to go towards extra stuff and making the channel better and, you know, all these sort of things, we'll work on that. That's what I want to do. I just want it to be there as a subtle suggestion that if you feel like it, you can look at it and go for it. I don't want to gatekeep any content. The closest I'm coming to gatekeeping is something I put on there will be exclusive to the Patreon for a bit, and then it'll appear. Like with the new episodes of Mellow Gaming Recommends, they're always going to be on Patreon for 24 hours before I make them live on the channel. So if you want to see them early, back me on Patreon. But now I need to rethink the tiers on it, because the tiers I had were $10 was going to be... what was it? $10 was going to be take the adverts off of Mellow Gaming Recommends, and $20 goal was going to be take the adverts off the channel. And then YouTube decided to make that decision for me and kick me off monetization the month I actually got payment from YouTube for something. So, you know, month I finally earned money on YouTube, YouTube told me that I'm not big enough to earn money on YouTube. Fair enough, whatever, if that's what they want to do. But now, you know, that's a good thing, because I'm on my way building up subscribers like crazy. Like so far this year I think I've picked up like 70 subscribers already, and that's really fast for my channel. We're at 513 when I looked earlier, and I wasn't at 500. I was at 450 around Christmas. So yeah, it's been, things shooting up and looking good. And you know, I mean, who knows, maybe I'll hit 1,000 by the end of the year. Probably not. I'm probably not going to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm conservatively saying if I can hit 600 this year, I'll be happy. But you know, the channel's been growing and it's been getting bigger, and there's been bigger YouTubers who are noticing and saying hi to me on Twitter and follow me on Twitter. There's a couple who followed me recently, and I'm like, I know your videos, why are you following me? So you know, that's good. That's good stuff. Maybe they'd like to be involved in some Mellow Gaming Recommends stuff. But what I'm thinking, Patreon tiers wise, getting back on way. Patreon tiers wise, getting back on subject. I'm thinking for $10. If you don't think this is double dipping, because I'm not too keen on double dipping, but I think it'd be interesting for some people. I was thinking of doing post-mortem videos on the Mellow Gaming Recommends episode, and what that would basically be is I'd load up Adobe, and I'd be filming Adobe Premiere and running through the video, and I'd be showing you the effects I used, what I did, how I tweaked certain things into place, talking about, like, you know, what was going on in the game and what things you might have missed that I've chucked in there. Sometimes I chuck dumb little things in there, or sometimes I realise because the script's a certain length, I don't get much time to show you certain things on screen, so I can show them in a bit more detail in the video, and I thought that might be quite good. It'll be sort of like a commentary track type thing, but I'll be stopping the video as I go along and showing you the effects and how they're done. That's something I was thinking of making the $10 reward on there, because I want to give myself enough time after the Disgaea video comes out, because doing that on the Disgaea video will be a nightmare. that'd be like an hour and a half long video if I'm stopping it as I'm going along. But who knows, maybe someone will bump me up to $10 before the Disgaea video comes out. And I was thinking the way that would work is I'll do them within the week of the new Mellow Gaming Recommends episode going live, and make it exclusive to Patreon for a few days and then put it out on the channel and make it clear that it's not the same thing. I'd use a completely different thumbnail format, and so when it comes up you don't mistake it for the Recommends episode. It'd be like a separate thing. But then I want to think of other stuff, so I was also thinking maybe if we get to $25, we'll pick out an indie game on Steam, and that becomes something we do a let's play of on the channel, or maybe do a few streams of and stuff like that. Just thing I've got to keep in mind is I don't want it to be anything that's going to be editing massive videos as well, because obviously it takes me a while to make my Mellow Gaming Recommends videos as it is, because I'm not a super fast editor. You don't want to be adding more editing somewhere else, but we'll see how it goes and see what you think. So maybe if you've got ideas for Patreon tiers, that could be done. Like I said, I don't want to cut anything off, so I don't want to be like, if someone backs me at a certain amount, they get more than someone who's only backing me at $1. I want $1 to be the basic level, and everyone can get everything at $1. And I don't want to cut anything off from people who don't back on Patreon, but I'm happy to maybe put something to one side on Patreon only for a bit, and then allow it for other people. So yeah, that's the general idea. Tell me what you think. Hopefully you're not annoyed that the Mellow Gaming Recommends episode's taken a while, but I do need to get back on track with this series, and if I'm going to boost the channel up, and I want the focus to be on Mellow Gaming Recommends, and the Let's Plays to be like there'll be a handful of them in between each Mellow Gaming Recommends, but because it's been like a few months now, it's like there's a massive stretch. My ideal thing is when you look at my video list, you know how it loads up each batch of videos in a few weeks at a time? It'll load up 20 odd videos at a time. I want it to be that you can see a Mellow Gaming Recommends at the top, and there'll be another one before you get to the end of that first page. So there's not that much of a gap. There's enough of a gap that you'll be able to see 2 Mellow Gaming Recommends episodes on the videos page. That's something mentally I've had in my head, and that's not happening right now. But we're getting back on track. We're going to do this Disgaea episode, get it finished, hopefully within a week, hopefully. The next episode after that, I've got 2 games I want to do as the next episode, so one of them's going to be with another YouTuber, but depending on how long that takes, I might start the second idea I have at the same time and sort of run them in parallel, so we can get because obviously if I'm working with someone else, I don't want to rush them because they're going to make something in their style, and all will be revealed who it is. But I also think if I have a separate episode, something retro is the separate one, because the first game, I might as well say what it is. The game that's going to do after Disgaea is going to be about what remains of Edith Finch, which was a great game, came out last year, and it's a narrative-driven adventure, and I think it's going to be nice to do a game that's incredibly thematically based in the writing, rather than being based around game mechanics, which is what most of my videos are. They're game mechanic focused, and I want to focus on something else. I want to do something that's about thematics. But then the other game I want to do a video of is another dumb retro game, and I think it'll be quite fun to do one on a retro game, and I won't reveal what that is yet. I need to get back on doing a couple of retro things. But yeah, let's call that a day there, because this has been almost 15 minutes of me rambling about stuff. But thank you for listening. Tell me what you think, Patreon tier ideas, reward ideas, and things like that in the comments. And hopefully, you're okay with the wait for this Disgaea Mellow Gaming Recommends. Just when it comes out, just put 50 minutes aside for yourself. Don't worry about watching the whole episode in one go. I am going to put time codes at the bottom that link to the 3 separate parts, because the video is in 3 distinct parts. So you'll have time codes on there, so you can watch part of it and then skip straight back to that if you come back to it later. That's how it's going to be formatted. But anyway, thank you for watching. Catch you all later, I guess. Bye!